Alright guys, here's the plan for today. Chris said, hey, while you guys are in the area, can you pop up over the hill and make a little access from one field to the other? So let me stop the video here, kind of give you an idea of what he's talking about. Chris currently farms this field here, which we are working in, and if you look off in the distance a little bit over there, there's another field as well, and currently he has to unhook the head, drive probably a half to 3/4 mile around and come back into the field. So the goal is to make a little bit of an access from one field to the other so we can just go straight from one right to the other, would greatly improves, if I can speak this morning, greatly improves their efficiency of farming. But as you guys will see, in true typical Farmer Chris Dirt Perfect fashion, this job gets way out of hand real fast. So let's hit the ground and get started. Man, behind the scenes, it looks completely different from ground level.
Yeah, it does.
Supposedly there's a field over there somewhere. Wowzers.
Yeah.
I thought this was going to be a quick and easy little job. I'm starting to have my second guesses now. This used to be field at one time. I wonder why they let it grow up.
Oh, well.
If you fall in a big sinkhole, we'll know.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
I think you think this little path right here is that lighter path we see on the aerial shot that wasn't quite as thick?
I believe it is.
I wonder
where I was thinking it was at, but
I wondered if you take off down through there with a dozer. Obviously the tall trees back here is the property line, and we need to stay safely away from them. Or if you take off down through there with a dozer, and then I'll take these bigger trees. You kind of push everything down. I'll take these bigger trees and throw them over here, and that way we don't get brush bound. We always got a place to go for them, plenty out of the way.
yeah.
I almost think we need to divide this in half. So if we go down through here, I'll throw everything over, push it that way, and then if we got time and everything is going good, we can
Start working away that way.
start working our way that way.
Yeah. All right.
What do you think?
I think that'll work.
Now the real question is, did they log this and is there a bunch of stumps in there?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll go real fast and find out.
Yeah, find out, yeah. Guess that windshield. Yeah.
All right. There's only one big sycamore tree in there. The rest of it's you'd almost brush hog. I don't know, don't make sense. All right. Well, you want to get a pathway? I'll start swinging.
Yep.
It always makes me wonder why this ended up the way it did. It was the ground too uneven to be able to farm. Do they want this little corner for pasture? Do they have animals? Is it just straight up neglect in generations? Farm ground's so valuable. Normally you don't let it just go to waste, but it happens from time to time, and it may have been put into a government like CRP program or something. You know, I see the dozer. It's like it blends in, like it's camouflaged. It looks like it lays pretty well, so
opens up back in here.
Yeah, I see that. It looks like it lays pretty good too.
Yeah, not
gonna go ahead and start swinging some bigger trees if you think you're good.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Hopefully I explained this well. The ultimate goal is to be able to get Chris. That is one nasty tree. What is that thing? It's got thorns on it 3 inches long. The ultimate goal is to be able to get Chris from one field to the other without taking the head off the combine. And without being able to get through this opening we're putting in. That was a noisy tree, dude. Without being able to get through this opening we're putting in, he has to take the head off the combine and go out on the highway. Do you guys see how long those thorns are? Holy cow. Has to go out on the highway. It takes him like, I don't know, probably full time, 35, 40 minutes to get from the field just over there to here. This goes back to that efficiency and farming type deal, where now he can just drive straight from one to the other and keep on going. And then any farm ground we can gain him in the process is just a bonus. Oh, come on, you tree. I'm thinking good there now. Hope Aaron don't get a flat top. Seriously, look. You guys want to see some of them thorns up close and personal. That's one of the smaller ones right there. Hope Aaron don't get a flat tire. Rush on the move. I hate to jinx it, guys, but it is going pretty well. A lot of small stuff in here. We haven't really got anything big yet.
You don't want me to worry about them little side points, let them go?
Yeah, don't worry about those. We'll roll those in and bury them instead of waiting till it gets topsoil.
Alright, 10-4.
I hate to jinx it, but it's going pretty good. Aaron's got a pretty good system getting rid of my brush here. Maybe. I don't know if you guys can see, but the field is right there. I made a visual contact with it. We're going to finish running this pass on down. And we'll go back and kind of step over and do the same thing, but it seems to be working pretty good. This is one of those jobs. You guys watch the channel a lot know I'm not a big fan of a root rake, but this is one of the jobs where a root rake wouldn't do us some good. But we're usually not clearing this time of year. Not well them thorny trees. Let me get down here at the other end a little bit farther and kind of reassess where we're at and get a plan. Going forward. That's a lot of destruction in about an hour or so.
Yeah, it is.
Man, this lays really nice down here too.
Yeah.
I'm thinking this used to be, they used this little corner for some cows or goats or
They did something.
livestock, had it fenced off, and then they got rid of the animals and let her grow up.
Yeah.
So, all right, there's actually an old fence in there, which we're assuming is the property line. We were to that fence on this side all the way down through there. We're thinking it maybe make more sense to blow the hole in down there, but I think before we commit to blowing the hole through, you want to go up there and get that last little corner knocked out, and then we'll see what we got.
I think so.
All right, progress is being made. That's the name of the game.
Yeah.
Guys can maybe see Aaron off in the distance down there. He's trying to kind of get a line established going the other way, so we know how far down we need to go. It'll eventually connect into another part of the field over there. We put that random piece of pipe in on the back side there at some point. This small stuff is so aggravating. Everybody wants to know why we don't come in here and just mulch this up and let them farm over top of that. Two obvious answers, to be honest with you guys. One, the mulching is way more expensive than what we're doing right now. And two, mulching gets nothing subsurface out of the ground. If we pluck these little trees, we're pulling a lot of the roots and everything off. Not saying we get everything, but we're getting the majority of it out of the ground. If they come in here and do tillage work and plant, they got hundreds of thousands of dollars of pieces of equipment. They can't be bounced over stumps and everything. So even though mulching may look good on the surface, it may get a lot of the trees and stuff, debris ground up and out of the way. It works really good in some places. This is not an ideal application for it. Oh, there's a big one. Come on, man. Not doing Aaron any favors the way I'm stacking this brush here. What in the world is this thing? Oh, that's what it is. Ground is so hard and dry right now. These stumps that usually pop right out of the ground. Putting up a little bit more of a fight. Well, guys, this is going way better than expected this morning. I need to send a few pictures to Chris. The ultimate goal for today is just to be able to get from this field to that field. We haven't actually punched a hole through the property line yet because I need to talk to Chris, see exactly where he wants it at. The best place is actually down there on the far end. You can almost see the trees ain't as big and ain't as tall. And then I need to see if he wants to keep going. This was a job that was actually on the books about 3 or 4 years ago to do. It just kept getting pushed off because more important stuff, more pressing stuff was, more important stuff needed to be done. Long story short, so since this is going good, we're here. I'll see if he wants to keep on going and clear this on across. We probably got about a third of it done there in about 2 hours, so it's hard to complain about that result, but I don't want to spend his money without talking to him. So send him some pictures, see what he thinks, and then we'll go from there. Man behind the scenes, guess this is the product of doing too good a job.
So you sent pictures?
I sent pictures.
And he said that's good enough?
He said no. He said, well, that sure looks good. Just imagine how nice it'd look if all of it was that way. So this started off as we were supposed to go from here to there with a 60-foot wide path. Mm-hmm. And now we're going from there to there so he can farm 5 more acres. Yeah. And then he said, you think you can get a 100-foot hole through that fence line instead of a 60-foot? So now he can fit his sprayer through here. Long story short, we got a lot of stuff to do in a short period of time. Yeah. So you want to hammer down into tree removal mode?
I believe so.
Let's do it. Good morning, guys. If you haven't noticed, we have bled over into the next day. We just about got this all done last night. We've only been working for about an hour this morning. We are down to the last 4 trees. Jerry better watch out that little dozer. I'm gonna end up taking him out here. This has wind extremely well. Oh, the last one's gonna be easy for a change? That's nice. We had a couple trees down in there that's the ground is so dry. It has been a struggle. And then there was only 3 trees. Really, it's gonna come down pretty easy too. Oh yeah. Get them all lined up out here nice and neat. That one here can hopefully push them off fairly easy. Put them down there in our pile. You guys haven't noticed, Jerry's been running the absolute crap out of that little case. So far it's doing pretty good. He hasn't complained a whole lot, so he must like it a little bit. I know the last 2 days with all the mist and rain and the cold weather, he didn't mind the cab for sure. Come on. This tree over here out of Jerry's way so Aaron can get a hold of it. All right, last 2. I think we should leave these 2 for Chris to farm around just to see what he says. Don't think that'd make him a happy farmer. Oh, look at that. Precise tree falling. If we push this one over backwards on that same pile, we'll be in good shape. Last one, folks, last one, going down. Perfect. Let Aaron take it from there. right, guys, this is looking absolutely awesome. I'm kind of going through. This stuff cleared so well because it's just the right size and we hit the timing just right. It's big enough I can grab it with a machine, throw it in piles where Aaron can push it off. It's not too small where it's hard to grab. You end up with a lot of stringy stuff. It's not too big where you spend half the day wrestling around with the tree. And I kind of went through everything in piles. Aaron pushed everything off. Jerry's coming behind us, just kind of dressing everything up. It's been a flawless plan. It's worked perfect. So Aaron's cleaning up the last little bit, the last few piles over there I pushed up. We're gonna go over here, get this hole knocked in between these two fields, and then we pretty much got this one wrapped up. This is a small job that got out of hand really quick. So give you guys a little bit of a recap of what the initial plan was when we started and where we're at now. As we were supposed to go way up there in that corner, got about a 40-foot wide path through the trees, through the woods, and then the fence. Chris farms this field over here. There's actually some videos from years ago working on some dry dams over on that field with the old D4. I have no idea what the name of it is. You guys are awesome. Somebody will tag it in the comments. Hopefully, and I do appreciate people who do that for sure. So the plan was to get a little path through the woods up there into this field so they can go from field to field without having to loop around out on the highway. Well, that turned into, hey, let's see if we can clear their 5 acres somehow. Got that done. So now the plan has changed on this. To Chris said, why don't you get me about a 60-foot wide path, that way I can get from field to field without taking the head off the combine, which is a huge advantage for him. Sure, we can do that, no problem. And we decided to do it down here in the corner because it makes more sense when they come out of that field to come right into the corner of this field, because most likely this is when they'll start planting or finish up planting and start harvesting, if that makes sense, down here in the corner instead of up there in the middle of the field. Then that turned into, there's nothing really of any value in this fence line until you get to that big poplar tree. Why don't you just take out 100 feet, and that way I can go from field to field without folding up my sprayer boom. So that's where we're at. We're gonna go from, there's a pretty decent poplar tree right there, which is like the first tree of any value in this fence row. We're gonna take out from there all the way to the end of the field and get it thrown up on the pile. That way Chris can go, these are 2 different landowners. They both agreed to this, and that way Chris can go from field to field. It just really increases his efficiency in farming, if that makes sense. We do gotta be a little bit careful. There is an old barbed wire fence in there and a few fence posts, but I don't think it's gonna be anything that's gonna cause us a whole lot of trouble. So, all right, let's do this. All right, this first little bit here, it'll be pretty quick and easy. We just gotta worry about not getting that bob bar wrapped up in something that don't need to be wrapped up in. Start working our way down through there. Just a bunch of nasty old trees have been on this fence line for years. A lot of them grow up this way. The old time, the farmers back in the old days, they used to leave these fence lines for wind breaks. In northern Indiana, where it's a lot flatter, and maybe out west a little bit, some of you guys can comment, it's probably a good idea if they're taken care of and managed. But around here, we got so many hills and valleys and wooded areas and everything else, there's just not much of an advantage to leaving this stuff in there as wind breaks. It ends up taking a lot of production out of the field. Kind of a general rule of thumb, if you guys see how tall these trees are, that's about how much of the field it almost takes out of production on each side, because of the roots still in moisture and the shade. So it does make a big difference for farmers on the yield monitors to kind of get this pulled back and managed. Oh yeah, that one's gonna be a good one. back just a little bit farther this way. Oh, it's gonna be a pain in the butt. Be that big of a pain in the butt. There you go, tree. Now we're cooperating. Gonna follow me the whole way, aren't you? You're gonna win the battle, tree, but you're not gonna win the war. There we go. Alright, pretty much got everything down. Kept the mess on this side of the fence. Now we just got to get it all on the pile. Sometimes that's the easy part, and sometimes that's the hard part. you have it, guys. That should make a plenty substantial opening for Chris. Help him out quite a bit. Aaron's making the last few kind of passes there, cleaning up that little bit of stuff, getting it pushed down the pile there. And Jerry's over yonder getting the last little section cleaned up. He's got a little bit right there and a little bit right here where we're sitting at. And he's got that done. This has turned out absolutely phenomenal. It looks amazing. I think it turned out way better than anybody anticipated. I just seen a tractor and manure spreader go up over the hill, so they're chomping at the bit to get this. They're calling for rain here in 2 days. They're chomping at the bit to get all this planted before the rain hits. So they're gonna put wheat in this and do double crop beans next year. So anyways, I think that's gonna be a wrap on this one, guys. Let's head on out of here.